All right, this is a review that I've wanted to do for quite a while, and I just haven't gotten around to. I did post a little bit of footage of some shots with this last year, but I haven't got around to a full review yet, so I want to do a full review on this TACTACAM FTS 5.0. So that's the TACTACAM 5.0 with the film through scope mount. I'm going to do a full review on that. I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like. Like I said, I was able to use this last year a little bit, so I have a pretty good idea on the pros and cons from my angle. So let me show you what comes in the box, and then we'll get to the actual product. So let's get at it. All right, so a little bit of backstory with this TACTACAM FTS. When I started looking for this, I was looking for something I could film through my scope with. I've been wanting that for a while, and the options are super limited. You're limited to Eagle Vision, which is really good products, but they gear their stuff mostly toward like pellet guns and really small caliber guns. And they did have a GoPro mount that they were working on, but it wasn't currently in stock. Russ Bar makes one, that comes out of Russia, but it's called Russ Bar's Scope Cam. I almost went with that. It comes with a little like generic GoPro. It was like 450 bucks. It's just like a guy though, so I personally am more comfortable, you know, buying from a company that I know is a company. And I'm not saying the guy's not legit or doesn't have a cool product. I almost went with it. I was a little more comfortable going with a company, and then I knew that TACTACAM was coming out with this FTS, so I held off for that. Ultimately, I went with that. At the time, it was like 450 bucks, roughly 440 for the camera and the FTS. I don't know what they go for now. I can look them up for you. I think the FTS is roughly around 120 or 150, and then I don't know what the camera goes for now. I bought it as a package when it was new, and obviously, you know, as the new versions come out, prices get lower. So like I said, this isn't the first time that I've opened this, but I'll show you what comes with it. You get the TACTACAM, and it also comes with a battery. It's got a little unlock on the back, and all you do is flip the switch to unlock it, twist it a little bit, and then your battery's right here. Battery slides in and out pretty easy. That's also where your memory card goes. It did not come with the memory card. I had to purchase that. And then to put it back on the same way, you line it up, twist it back in the lock position, flip the lock switch, and now the back will not fall off. You gotta be careful with that back. I almost lost it a couple times. Be sure you close it and lock it. But there's that. It comes with the mount. This mount is all super cool. So this is where you would put the scope on. This is what you're looking through. Your TACTACAM is gonna slide in this other side, and it fits pretty snug if you got it tight, and you can kind of slide it in. You can kind of slide it in and out if you're not worried about losing it and you're paying attention and you got it the right, just right, but that's kind of up to you. Your TACTACAM slides in there. What it does is it steals a little bit of light from your scope, and with the mirror you're able to film, even though the camera's facing you, you're able to film what you're seeing out of the scope. Really cool design. It's not the first design like this, but this is the most user-friendly one that I've found so far, and that's why I went with TACTACAM. These mounting brackets have different numbers on them, 1 through 7 for different sizes. The one that's in here right now is a 4. And depending on what size your scope is, you fit that over your scope, slide it on, and then you just tighten it, loosen it, and tighten it. There's 2 Allen screws right here. Super simple. There's another Allen screw on the other side for the TACTACAM. Super simple, and I can't remember if it came with an Allen wrench or not. If it did, I lost it. I mean, I have lots of Allen wrenches floating around. It does come, I think it did come with a little Allen wrench. To be honest, I can't remember. I always end up taking this TACTACAM and I connect the Wi-Fi to my phone, and then I adjust it to be sure everything's perfectly square. You can try to eyeball it, but it's really hard to get it perfectly square with the crosshairs, especially if you have crosshairs on your scope. So I Wi-Fi it to my camera, and then I make the adjustments to be sure that this is perfectly square in my scope. Okay, so this is pretty simple. You push the button to turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, it starts recording. That's your battery light up there. Now, you'll see it flashing. Now, it will take about a 1/1000 count to start getting a picture. So, it's not instant, but you turn it on, it will almost instantly start recording. If you press this, it'll pause record, and then once it's paused, you can change modes. There's 3 different modes, and they're indicated by color. You've got green, blue, and light blue. So there's green, which is pretty standard. Blue, light blue. Light blue is going to be your best for slow-mo. 120, I believe it records it. Now, if you want to get rid of these lights to hide this camera, it needs to be recording. So hit the button, and then it'll be recording. And then if you hit this, you can this mode button again, you can go into blackout mode. Now it's in blackout mode. It's still on, you can still feel it buzz, but you just can't see it. So be sure you're not recording, you know. If you want to turn it off, you just hold the button down to turn it off. So let's talk pros and cons of this puppy, because there are a few. Huge pro is that it comes with all these different size mounts. It fits a ton of different size scopes. You don't have to lock it down to one scope and keep it there. You can move it without having to resight in your gun. So you can put it on whatever scope without having to resight. That's a huge plus. Another huge plus to me is the camera does record in 4K, does have various options for zooming in. That's a cool plus. But the TACTACAM and the mount, I would consider two different things, right? Also, if you're getting this with the TACTACAM, TACTACAM has a ton of other uses. This would also fit your old TACTACAMs. So I believe it fits the 4 to 3. I don't have those, but from what I've seen of them, they're the same size. So it should fit that. You're not gonna get the same zoom features of the 4K, but if you wanted to just buy this mount and use your old TACTACAM, I don't see any reason why you would not be able to do that. And there are a couple things here that I don't like. First off, you can't really block all the light in this camera. And there are occasions where the sun hits it just right. And there might be a way I can tape it off or something once I have the camera in there. But if your eye hits it just right, you will get these dual image flashes in your camera. The biggest flaw of this thing is that there is literally zero eye relief in this thing.
Okay, so this TACTACAM, I just shot a pretty decent 2.5-year-old. So, but this TACTACAM, I hooked it to my gun here, and I didn't think about it sitting back until I pulled the trigger and scoped myself. I haven't done that in a long time.
I mean, it was a lot of fun to shoot on a 22 for squirrels. It was a lot less fun to shoot with 150 grains of black powder. That was painful. So just so you're aware, really grip that gun. You will split your face open with this, and it does not take much. You have to get, for full frame, because it sticks out from your scope about, so your scope sits in about to here, and you have to, so now you've just lost an 1.5 or 2 inches of eye relief. So getting that much closer, I personally split myself a couple times. I was able to still take the deer, which was super cool, and I was able to get some decent footage, which was cool, but definitely split my face open. So, I mean, keep that in mind. Which brings us to the ultimate question. Would I purchase the TACTACAM FTS again, having used it for a year and split my face open with it on at least 2 occasions? The answer to that is yes, I would. It's a pretty cool product. It's got a really good price point. I like the ease to be able to switch it between different scopes and never have to resight it. That being said, if I had one set that I was recording on all the time, Coyote's Pig, something that I was getting good film on, I would probably sport the money, buy the nice scope, mount it, and, you know, just ride with it that way. But for what I'm doing, this is a second and a third camera even sometimes. The camera has some cool features. They could still improve some stuff. Like I said, they could find a way to bring this up to give you more eye relief, at least the sight point in it, and they could seal this off a little bit better. I might tape it this year to keep some light out of it. But outside of that, it's a pretty cool product. I don't know of anything else like this on the market, especially for this price point. If anybody does, drop that in the comments below. I'd love to take a look at it. But all in all, it's a pretty cool product. I'm not sponsored by TACTACAM. They didn't send me this for free, although they should. You should, TACTACAM. I freaking got beat to death by your product and I'm still plugging it. But no, it is really cool. So I'm not sponsored or anything, so don't think that they sent me this or I'm getting any kind of kickback on this or anything. It's just something that I think is really cool, and it's really cool if you want to get some film, especially if you're like shooting a lower caliber gun or a pellet gun or a paintball gun. I mean, whatever it is your chi is. It's a really cool product and it's a really cool price point. So overall, I'm impressed, and I'm just glad that they did it. I was looking for one of these things for a long time, and I was so excited when TACTACAM came out with this. Like I said, it's really their first model, so maybe they'll have some improvements if they continue making these, but I'm super impressed, and I would say definitely buy it again. If you have any questions, leave them for me in the comment section. I'm not super fast at getting to those, but I will get to them. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that shed some clarity as to whether or not you want to buy a TACTACAM FTS or a TACTACAM FTS with the 5.0. So don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.